Near the summit in the 113-mile race's second climb, and a Frenchman is in charge of his race. The Badger, Bernard Hinault, has once again whipped his fans into a roaring frenzy. Here in this race that destroys mere mortals, Hinault is displaying his superhuman strength.
Is Hinault man or machine? Because no one expected this. 2 attacks in 2 days. Certainly not Le Monde, who is seeing his race dissolve before his eyes. Le Monde now clings to the hope that a Colombian can pull him back into the race. Still ahead are 2 major mountain passes. Is Hinault really a Superman or a fool? In just 8 hours, this marvelously aggressive athlete has done more damage than in the previous 10 days. But at what cost to his own body? The Tour makes men, but it can also destroy them. Yet Hinault's won 5 times before. He knows the tricks the mountains can play. So is it strategy or vanity that makes the Tour leader, with a 5-minute advantage, go out for more? Over 2 minutes behind, the chasers regroup. Even they cannot work out what is in the mind of the Badger. Robert Miller and Greg LeMond keep tempo side by side, each knowing that sooner or later, one of them must attack and go after the man who doesn't know how to be second best. With 35 miles to go, Hinault takes food. There's still the terrible climb to the finish, but everybody, friend or foe, can only admire this demonstration by a rider who has learned to endure pain as well as the glory. Win or lose, he alone is responsible for tearing the Tour de France apart. After more than 4 hours in the lead now, Dominique Arnaud will succumb shortly to the inevitable. Indicate the approach of the Badger, who will soon be back in his rightful place. With the pace behind being set by the Colombians, Le Monde does not look like a rider suffering from altitude. With alert eyes, is he still suffering from indecision, hoping that Hinault's own attack will be his downfall? The climb, Hinault is set to pounce, and after leading for over 4 hours, Arnaud will soon slip back from the lead and into anonymity. Without a glance, Hinault continues on his way. The pursuit behind is at 60 miles an hour. And showing the strain of one of the greatest attacks the Tour has seen in maybe 10 years, Bernard Hinault is elevating himself into one of the greatest riders. The man everyone thought would work for Greg LeMond is alone and working for himself.
The ski station at Super-Bagnères, the finish line for those who will make it on bicycles and those who will not. The last official vehicle in each day's race in the Tour is a van with a broom attached to the top. The broom wagon, its safe passage to the finish line for those who cannot continue. Every day, struggling riders try to escape the broom wagon, and their fans put together this bizarre relay to deny the ghoul on 4 wheels its wounded prey. Sometimes, even 1,000 friendly pushes up the mountain cannot prevent the fatigue, the heat exhaustion from taking their toll. How can you possibly climb in the mountains for more than 6 hours, knowing that even if you finish, you're still 1,300 miles from Paris? The bold and brave Bernard Hinault has begun to feel the effects of the heat and the long climbs. The pace that earlier had decimated his rivals is slower now. Behind him, a chase group has formed, including Greg LeMond. Hinault's time advantage is quickly evaporating. They ride eagerly in search of the yellow jersey, and the man who had seemed unstoppable is for Greg LeMond and his group, at least now, reachable. A weary Frenchman in yellow, an anxious American teammate beside him. They will speak Hinault's language. Is it a question or a command? Two men know the answer along the hellish mountain roads of the Pyrenees. The final climb to the ski station at Super Bagnères. 10 miles to go, but it's straight up. Greg LeMond and his group, including Colombian Luis Herrera and Swiss champion Urs Zimmermann in red, have passed Bernard Hinault, but not left him. Zimmermann's overall standing makes him dangerous, and if LeMond waits for Hinault, the team could be without the yellow jersey. It's clear that Hinault has encouraged the American to leave him and continue the race with the others. Hinault's pace has grown dangerously slower, and he has been passed by yet another group, including another of his teammates, American Andy Hampsten. It's now LeMond with the responsibility of controlling the race off the front. Andy Hampsten, number 5, tries to stay with England's Robert Miller. Like Zimmermann, Miller is a threat to La Viclaire's yellow jersey, and if Hampsten can't slow him down, he must at least stay with him. Like a quarterback with no one to hear his signals, Hinault can only fight his fatigue and wonder how far he is behind all the action. Hampsten and Miller join LeMond's group at the front, and now watch for Hampsten on the left. All at once, another American is in charge of this race. It's Hampsten, who with his victory in the Tour of Switzerland showed he is indeed a powerful force, and on the climb to Super Bagnères could win. A bit of indecision in LeMond's group, and Herrera begins to falter. The attention must now be focused on Hampsten, who continues a pace that could not only win him the race, but the yellow jersey. Finally, LeMond makes a move. Looks back for challengers, and there is none. LeMond goes off in search of Hampsten. Hinault uses teammate Nicky Ruderman to pace him up the climb, but he is a full 5 minutes behind. LeMond has caught and passed Hampsten and is alone at the front, and he now has a chance at the yellow jersey. Andy Hampsten struggles to hang on. Last name in French means the world has a whole country on his side. Greg LeMond, he has won his first